Judging by the size of the crowd I'm looking at, looks like we're about to jump into the thick of it. 10:34 a.m. July 1st, 2086. Noble Employee Housing Building. Platea. Lobby. I thought there were a lot of police here before. Maybe too late to ask, but you're not bad with crowds, aren't you, Morgan? Just kidding, right? It's downright airy in here compared to what we just waded through. Wide eyes and clenched fists, heads peeking over shoulders and around signs. Police, both mechanical and warm-blooded, closing ranks with holograms and quick-set wires to draw a severe perimeter. All protesters, mourners, fanatics, and busybodies shuffle about the edges of the police line, the heat of their panicked anxiety washing over. Who the hell were all those people? What are we looking at here? Well, there have always been people with strong feelings about our products. Android stepped forward into the mob, gently, firmly, unfeelingly parting the human tide. Did you, Sam? I just coughed my lungs out. Did you hear it? I heard your fart. Did you hear my cough? Like an echo in a storm, I smelt the distance. No, but I have done that before, Sam. But not this time. Not this time. Most of them with official police branding, but a few remotely deputized consumer models emerged from the crowd to join them. Consumer. All of them built by Noble. All of them built from David's code. All of them standing vigil outside his tomb. This is all technically company property, isn't it? Yep. David had the penthouse all to himself, but every other floor's tenants are Noble employees too. Not an uncommon arrangement in Uptown. Work at Noble, rent from Noble. Wave hello to your Noble neighbor in the morning and make sure you request a spot in line at the official company crematorium. Sounds bleak. They don't actually do that last part, I think. Does Noble handle employee funerary arrangements? Yeah, it's a pretty standard benefit actually. It's cheap for them compared to dental. But Noble's always been generous with benefits. Work hard, and the company will set you for life. And after. Both the state and Noble have gotten themselves entrenched here in the lobby. Security and damage control and PR and liability. Everybody just glad to be working. Hang on a second. Everybody just glad to be working. Feeling a little overstimulated. Any chance we can just skip all these checkpoints? Ha 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 ha. No, Absolutely not. So, who do we need permission from? The cops or the company? My request went through, so we should have to go ahead from both at this point. We won't need to go near the actual, is it still called a crime scene, if it's not technically a crime? I don't want to think about how many suits Noble is paying to debate that question right this very instant. David's vault is in the penthouse's basement, but we can't get to it from these ground floor elevators. We'll have to ride straight up to the roof veranda, walk in his front door, and then head down. If Jess says we can all do if Jess says we can do all that without stumbling across where he died, then okay. So if we just flash my ID card at any problem that comes up, including him. Hey ladies, look, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we're at capacity at the moment. Let anyone else buy and we won't be able to maintain. Huh? You're that lawyer, Morgan. You caught me, detective. How long has it been? Feels like it's been ages. Oh dear, not still bitter about our last encounter, I hope. I'll live. I don't see the spunky one around. She taking a mental health day to preserve that unflappable charm? Detective Reyes is around. Why? You miss her that bad? I've had blind pimples that were more endearing. Ooh! Ooh! Blind pimples that were more endearing. That is a slam. You two know each other? Just starting. Meet homicide detective Cassim London. It's a pleasure, miss. Oh, likewise? As you might have guessed, the detective and I are acquainted. Comes with the line of work. Morgan's being modest, sweetheart. We're practically blood. More endearing. Had pimples that were more had blind pimples that were more endearing. Just means that she's had pimples that she couldn't see that were more endearing to her than her. Oh wow, me, sweetheart? Something wrong, Starling? Huh? No, nothing wrong. As close as we are, we still can't just let her walk in off the street and onto the scene of an ongoing investigation. Even Noble's lawyers have to play by the rules today. Play by the rules? So there is a game afoot. What makes you assume I'm here in a professional capacity? You're a criminal defense attorney and we're at a crime scene. Call it an old man's intuition. Good detectives don't rely on intuition though, do they? They rely on evidence. Oh, I don't rely on it, don't worry. I just need to lean on it every now and then, when my back acts up. Oh, cool. Guy gets a bit of gray in his hair and thinks it's a free pass to act like a goddamn cowboy. Yikes indeed, schmorks. Well, I'm afraid your intuition is off this morning, detective. I'm here on a private matter. The deceased wasn't your client? No, that would have been a conflict of interest. Conflict of you two knew each other. I see. In that case, allow me to give you my condolences. Thank you. But what could I really use is a bit of your help. You sure rally fast. Yes? Right. We have this clearance here, detective, sir, from legal, which allows us. That's alright, little lady, I trust you. You can leave the paperwork holstered for now. Little lady? We aren't here for David, really. We won't be setting foot anywhere near your staging area, detective. Alright, why not? How generous. I can afford to be generous today, because if I screw up, gesture to the lobby full of suits and cops. Plenty of folks at hand ready to pick up the slack. Well, if you're that at ease, perhaps I can take this time to ask you a few questions. Hey, you can always ask, Tyre. I think you understand what I mean when I say whether or not I can answer is not entirely up to me. Looking tired. You're looking a bit haggard. How long have you been here anyway? Since this morning. Civilized folks don't call it morning when the streetlights are still on. Even if you got here around 1 or 2 in the morning. It still means homicide wasn't brought in until hours after Noble had lay of the land. Sounds like you could use a break. Could use a retirement package. Hey, you're a lawyer, right? According to all my business cards. Think I can sue for elder abuse? Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. You would lose, though. I already regret asking. Why they've got a homicide detective losing sleep over this anyway. A man is dead, and he wasn't killed by fire, a vehicle, organized criminals, or disinformation. As far as we know. So at the moment, homicide's technically not the worst fit. Hey y'all, I know you don't care, but I'm gonna say anyway because it's fun, and I want to tell somebody else. I get to play Stray. I didn't buy Stray, pirated it, but I get to play Stray on the lowest settings. It is a graphically intensive game, but I still get to play the Cyberpunk cat game, so that's really cool. I can't play 2077, but I can play Stray. So at the moment, homicide is technically not the worst fit. But we're leading in name only. A high-profile death like this, everyone's got an eye on us. Oh, thank you, Sam. I hope so. I'm really looking forward to Stray. Really looking forward to it. It doesn't look as pretty as it could, but it still plays. And if it can still play and run fine, then I'm fine. I want to delve into that world. It looks like a lot of fun. Looks like a great game. And a hand placed firmly on the back of our neck. I've been checking my phone, but the only thing the news seems to agree on is that David passed away. Sorry, but if you're asking for details... No, thank you. For not letting them make this into a parade. Yeah. We do our best to respect the privacy of anyone involved with an ongoing investigation. He declined to say victim. Detective, Dr. Asher was a close friend of mine for many years. Yeah? He trusted Morgan more than anyone. Can you tell me if he killed himself? It looks like that's the case. I see. Thank you for telling me that. Dr. Ash. Yeah, you're, welcome. Sorry. Another round of guarded words. David was an important man. It has only been a few hours. But all this tiptoeing gives me the feeling that whatever happened to David, it wasn't cut and dry. You boys and Noble are getting along well with each other? Sharing your toys? Some of the younger ones are bristling. But I always play well with others, Counselor. And how well do the Megs play with you? They give you full access to building security? The hell is a Meg? Okay, derogatory, hateful term for mega corporations. This game is so fucking cool, y'all. This is David Asher. David, you are fine. And how well do the Megs play with you? They give you full access to building security? They've given us access, and they say it's full. Some big number system. Top of the line coverage, top of the bottom building. Size of the data stream is torrential. It'll be a while before we can start making sense of it all. A more conspiratorial man might think that this was intentional. Bury us in data and hope we're too swamped to find whatever they're trying to hide. Maybe. Wait. They give you full access to the penumbra? But that means every android in the building is feeding you their full spectrum. You know your stuff. The penumbra pulls data from any androids connected to a building's net, but that's not much help since there weren't any androids in the penthouse. Right. You know, I'd heard the rumors, never put much stock in them, but it's true. Asher really never owned a single android? Never. Well, I suppose I might do the same if I was the genius who programmed them all. Every time they opened their mouths, it'd just be his own lip service refracted 1,000 times over, echoing back at him from behind a mask he carved. So that means all you'll have to investigate with are the penthouse's security cameras. Yeah, that should be more than enough to wrap up a case like this. In a good way, I mean. We're very much on top of this, ladies. David was one of the biggest names in tech. He was the face of Noble Electronics. One could argue androids are only as common as they are today because of his contributions to the field. Some people felt that way, sure. So do you think anyone would want to hurt him because of that? Remind me, which one of us is the detective again? You really won't let me pick your brain? You already know the answer. Yes, ads are controversial. Androids especially. We at Noble are aware that our products are sometimes the subject of heated debate, but no need to quote the handbook at us, miss. Truth be told, I've never really understood the hate. Not that complicated, is it? How many people have lost a job to an ad at least once in their career? Every last one of them lost their jobs because their bosses, their flesh and blood bosses, fired them. Nah, ads are just a symptom. Scratch that. Ads are just a product. Getting mad at them is pointless. And vandalizing them is less than pointless because unlike us, they're all insured. And besides, Android production has surged over the last decade to become one of the nation's biggest exports. True. Nice to have at least one thing we make in this country. That's right. Noble only outsources the production of a small handful of internal components. Every other part of the manufacturing process is proudly done right here at home. I somehow doubt everyone considers the specifics of Noble's supply chain to be a point of national pride. But you don't need a political science degree to see how much the state values Noble's contributions to the national economy. Alright, now listen, I don't mind being helpful. I am trying to be sensitive here. But we really do have a lot on our hands at the moment. So I'm going to have to ask you to be discreet, and ideally fast. Well, our business is just in the basement, David's basement. But the penthouse is on the top of the floor, the roof. So its basement would be second to last floor, if you want to be technical detective. The point is, we don't need to go into the kitchen or the parlor. We'll go straight back to his workshop and then head downstairs. The kitchen and the parlor. I understand. But all the same, I'd like to escort you two ladies there myself. Wow, an escort, like royalty. Isn't he a gentleman? Huh? Yes, he's... Lead the way, detective. True to his word, London ushered us past the chattering suits and humming drones, through the checkpoints and into the elevator. As it climbs into the sky, we got a good look at the glowing throng of people gathered outside. And its shifting makeup. Seems like it's mostly protesters now, or worse, brand loyalists. Idiots led around by the nose their whole life, following the musk of whatever trend is laid out before them each morning. Today's trail having led them here for half reasons they couldn't put into words even if their lives depended on it. They're like insects. This game is so stylish. And they look like them from up there. They're probably already preparing their spin, the misunderstood genius of Dr. David Asher, a video essay in 5 parts. Why the company insisted on cultivating such a following for him, I've never understood. He could have easily pinned his achievements on someone more marketable. Some random photogenic employee or a fashion model with glasses. David wouldn't have minded. He never wanted the attention and the chaos. Maybe it's as simple as bad luck. He just happened to have the right look for the part. And a man buried in his work with his eyes fixed ahead. "10:32 a.m. July 1st, 2086. Noble employee, housing building, Platea. Penthouse." This is what? His laboratory? The shop, he called it. How down to earth. It's messy in here. David was always disorganized. Why a programmer needed to make such a mess just to run tests on computers, I'll never. But sloppy as he could be, he didn't like it when other people saw it. He was leaving things like this. He must not have entertained many guests down here in some time. Thanks for all your help, Detective London. Don't mention it. What, you want me to step out? We won't take long. Not lacking for boldness, are you? Look, I have to take a phone call. We'll be in and out as soon as possible, promise. And whatever Dr. Ash wanted to set aside for his foundation, we'll be sure to flag it. Right. At least she's already wearing gloves. If we find a dead body, you'll be our first call. Morgan, what was that stuff about his foundation? Dr. Ash's charity has always been managed by an outside group. You haven't spent a lot of time around crime scenes, have you? Actually, this is my first. It's one of the worst things possible, Sam, and that's why I like just like plain shoes that are a simple color. Like I will wear purple shoes with a purple pants and a purple t-shirt. I purple that bitch up. Well, generally speaking, it's not really common to retrieve things from the premises while the cops are still searching them. Oh. Oh. Look, if David had something to give to me, we can go get it. We just can't make a ton of noise about it, understand? Of course. Great, after you. Right, quiet as a church house. Phrase is quiet as a church mouse, but... Caught myself. I'm okay, I'm okay. But now doesn't seem like the time to correct her. David's shop was a mess, but the mess felt familiar. It was very David. Coming down here, I barely recognized the place. For starters, there's a goddamn gym. David hated exercise. Always claimed he didn't have the time for it. Even when I got him that treadmill and subscription for the personal coaching program with the scheduling and subroutine. Said he couldn't find the time. And then even when I explained to him that the program accounted for that and adapted to his schedule, he still... Morgan, what's up? What, Sam? What about Liam's DS? You're smiling. What's so funny? Nothing. Oh, your message sent too early. Okay. Zip lining. I don't know. I don't know if I'd say no to that. I think I might say yes to zip lining. Maybe. I would have to see it first. Nothing, just surprised to see the place renovated. Yeah, he actually had me on a mail tag with a couple of contractors a while back. Never thought I'd have to learn so much about concrete and wiring and marble. Do you know marble needs to be treated or else indoor air will start to corrode it? I didn't know that. Is that true? Wait, is it not? But her guy told me that without an epoxy finish, the entire bar table could... Is that the vault over there, huh? Yeah. Turns out, I guess, haha. Mm-hmm. Nervous? What's that? Oh, a little, I guess. That shit just gets higher and higher. Well, yeah, they're very, very, Don't know about that. Don't know about that at all, Sam. But the inhaler helps mostly, so. Aren't you gonna open it? Open it? Don't you know the combination? No, I do not know the combination to David's basement vault. Oh. Oh. Oh, no, how could I? He didn't tell you or give you a code, or? He gave me the code to get into the building. And the parking garage. But not the code to whatever this is. Okay. You know, there were a lot of scattered papers back in his shop. Could he have left you a note on one of them? Yes, he could have. He would have. In fact, I think he probably did. You just stay right here, Morgan. I'll have this settled in just a sec. Sounds good. Right then. Well, it's definitely locked. Looks like it's a TC's basic starter, secure, anti-hack, anti-digital, high-rated code panel. Nothing basic about it, but at least I can see the password's limited to 6 characters. Only 1 million possible combinations. Screw that. Forget it. There's a different terminal over here. Outer security systems, according to the label. Maybe it controls the whole room? Damn. It's password protected too. The code's 64 digits long? What's the point of a camera system that's hard to crack when you're a literal ball, you egg-headed? Okay, yeah. Programmer would care more about his IoT than whatever he can fit in a safety deposit box. What the hell's an IoT? Guess it's a 6-digit vault or nothing. But I'm a lawyer, not a lockpick. And whatever other felonies I get up to in my private time, I've never pulled off a bank heist before. Only tool I've got here is my head. So what do I know? I know whatever David put in the safe he wanted to keep secure. I also know that he wanted me to have it. So maybe he thought ahead. Maybe he guarded it in such a way that I would be the only one who could get to it. So, Schmorgs, I can buy other keychains to put on her phone. I just haven't. See? David liked games. He really liked beating me. So if he's left one last puzzle for me, don't mind going another round. This flooring's a new addition. Looks rough like sandpaper, but it's bouncy, rubberized. Feels like something you drag your feet on at the gym or a factory floor. It's more high performance than high class. Expensive, but not in the way you'd expect for a penthouse. Good job, you found a picture of yourself, you narcissist. I love that. Don't scratch that, it's actually cracked here. Rubber doesn't break, it bends. That's its thing. So someone must have cheaped out during the installation, left a defect in. That or David left a jackhammer on overnight. Taking a closer look, this is a pretty serious looking set of resistance training equipment. These weights are all set near to the max. If Noble hadn't appointed him a nutritionist along with the stylist, David would be downright scrawny. There's no way he was putting up these numbers. In which case, the digits on the weights could be a clue. There's too many and I can't guess the order. So what the hell, Asher? Did you set all the weights to max because it looked more neat? Fully fledged fucking cyber car over there. This must be his spare liquor cabinet. Damn, there's a lot of good stuff in here. And a lot of bottom shelf swill. Kind of bargain bin vodka and nose burner whiskey that only an undergrad programmer could love. Nostalgia is sweet like that. Overpowering. 1 part per million can cover up even the cheapest aftertaste. David's wine collection, still towering over the room. Don't know why he'd buy so many bottles. He didn't even particularly like the stuff. Maybe just to fill out these shelves. But not all the bottles are untouched. Some of them don't have dust on them at all. There's a mechanism for retrieving bottles off the rack. The latest bottle chosen was Merdu Comp 81. Could be significant. But crap. Except vintages only list the year they were bottled, not the month or day. It's not enough digits for the code. Very big painting. And it's impressionist? No, cubicle. Cubist, which is still incorrect. Nice. Yeah, cubicle. That sounds right. It is not. Whatever its style, I do remember that David liked this painting. There was a date on it that there could be a 6-digit password, but I don't see one anywhere. Maybe signing your work was considered gauche against the cubicle list. Alright, I've searched the whole room now. Time to make a break. No dice. I feel like there was at least one hint that I came across. Better try again. In Of the Devil, Episode 1, what is the safe code? You, Sam, do you like it when I ask my phone little questions? I really hate typing on my phone, and I love voice to text, and so I will constantly just be talking to my phone. What the hell? Could someone please? I'm having so much trouble. I got it. And I got an achievement. I got an achievement for it because I didn't use the clues. Oh, that's cool. I got an achievement for doing it the wrong way. This this thing in the game, like I was supposed to gather the clues from around the room, and instead I just looked it up, and because I looked it up instead of finding the clue, it gave me an achievement for finding the password without finding the clue.
You got an achievement for cheating.
Yep.
No wonder you would have. And I think it has been longer than 1 hour.
Oh, it definitely has, but I'm almost done.
Okay, because you said you were only going to stream for 1 hour.
I know, but then I played Valhalla for 2 hours, and then I'm playing this for one, and I'm about to get off in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Well, goddamn, feels like I just got lucky there. Hope I didn't spend all my good fortune for the rest of the month. Hey, Morgan, What? How'd you get it to open? What is that? I turned back around just in time to see a door finish swinging open with mechanical grace, revealing an angel girl. Cool. A girl with a barcode emblazoned across her temple. There is a barcode across her temple. Required by law to be plainly visible. It's an android, clearly marked as such. And yet, even sending this close, I could swear it's snoring? I stepped forward and placed the back of my wrist on the android's brow. Warm. It must be a prototype for the Animate 16. Or maybe a prototype for the 17 or 18? A biomechanical android with real human flesh. Sorry, biomechanical, yes, but it's organic flesh, not human. They've grown from lax Gemini cultures, but Sorry, I misspoke. Right, understandable sense. You seem surprised, Jess. Hasn't Noble been working on warm androids like this one for a few years now? Warm androids like this one? I mean, yes, we have. Sorry, it's just that this particular model is it's very cutting edge. Bleeding edge, judged by the flush in those cheeks. I think it's safe to say that we found what we're looking for. I think so too. That presents a problem then. Oh, do you not, approve? I've got nothing against androids. My concern is a bit more immediate and, well, practical. Practical? I don't know how to turn it on. Do you see a switch or something? Do you? Can we, turn it around, or? I poked the android's ribs. A little less give than I expected, given its frame, but the rigidity is remarkably lifelike. I place my hand on the shoulder and give it a shake. But it doesn't budge. This thing has to weigh more than... Right, androids mostly transport themselves, so people are always surprised to find out they're a bit heavier than they look. A bit? Surprised the whole room isn't slanted. There's no way in hell we're moving this thing without waking it up. Crap. First of all, now this. I was able to guess the combination just by poking around. Compared to that, finding this hunk of junk's power switch should be child's play. And I think I know where to start. Jess? I'm gonna step back into the lab for a moment, alright? Huh? Oh, sure. There's gotta be a manual around here. Good idea. It might be some kind of prototype, but it's still got a barcode. Maybe you can scan its GIN number and find something in the company files? Yeah, of course. All generic ID numbers should be paired with industry standard files on maintenance, tracking, power requirements. I somehow doubt that the enigmatic android taking a cat nap in a sarcophagus in David Asher's basement will have a user manual. But it can't hurt for her to try. And... Did it just fall on the floor? I'm okay. Broke a heel, but I'm okay. I carry glue. I'd rather search the lab by myself. Now then. Thank you, Schmorgs. I was having trouble. Now then, if I were David and I wanted to make sure that only one person would be able to walk out of here with that android, how would I set that up? Hey, baby. Why do you say that? Yeah, Google games aren't worth a damn, though. Haven't seen one since college, but this must be a 3D printer of some sort. This is expensive enough to make other printers look like soda fountains by comparison. Better not mess with any of the settings. Diagrams of human anatomy. The hands are highlighted. Most developed part of the human body. Good for making stone axes and sending emails. Robots and frames can do just fine with claws or 3D imitations. But androids are expected to look like people and move like them too. Getting the hands right must be a big priority at Noble. That tree-like shape on the right is a neuron. Those branches receive input of varying weight, and then if the sum is greater than a certain threshold, the neuron fires. A 0 becomes a 1, and all the other zeros around it take that into consideration. Repeat that a couple billion times a second, and you've got the human brain. Computer powerful enough to simulate all of reality. Stuffed peppers for dinner? Sounds delish. That's the analogy I read in the magazine anyway. Looks like a fairly normal computer. If I'm lucky, the security will be fairly normal as well. Boot up complete. Username. Vocal commands. David Asher. Morgan. Guest. Thank you for logging in as a guest. It didn't recognize my voice. So I can probably rule out a vocal command being the key to waking the android. You have a question? More than one. For now, though, what should I search for on his computer? Android. Search files for Android. 60,000 results and counting. Yeah, okay. David would have a lot of files on Androids. I'll need to search smarter than that. Search files for basement. 812 results in the local drive. Should I expand the search? Auditing how he renovated his basement could take all day. Stuffed peepers? You want stuffed peepers? Search files for Morgan. 23 results on the local drive. I can work with that. Mostly phone book and social data. I don't recognize this file type. Some kind of personal format? Date of birth, education, occupation, blood type, height and weight. Alright, buddy, a little invasive, don't you think? DNA and fingerprints. Now, why do you have all that, David? My DNA isn't in any database. I've made sure of that. So he couldn't have bought this anywhere. He must have collected it himself from a wine glass or the like. It would have been easy to do. But why did he do it? These appear to be holding tanks for something. How should I know? No labels or anything. Typical for a genius. What a nightmare for anyone trying to pick up after him. It's a lot more hard science than I expected in here. Centrifuges and glasses and microscopes. Don't programmers do it all the work with a keyboard? Schmorg, do you not remember what happened in the prologue? Morgan is a killer. Don't programmers do all their work with a keyboard? Alright, starting to get a pretty clear picture of what it'll take to turn on this, what it'll take to turn on this android. I've got the what for the where and how. I'll just have to manage. It's still just a piece of machinery, and what really won't turn on, I can always start hitting it. You need to go back and watch those parts, Schmorgs. Morgan, there you are.